They had no idea who was standing before them. One mistake, and their lives would change forever. When a wealthy entrepreneur is dismissed from a luxury hotel due to the color of his skin, the staff and management fail to realize that their prejudice would cost them dearly. Within 24 hours, the tables would turn, and the man they had mistreated would be the one dictating their fates. If you want to discover how this story unfolds, keep watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more gripping tales of justice and redemption. ######. Chapter 1. A cold reception. Samuel Carter stepped out of his sleek black car, inhaling deeply as the crisp morning air filled his lungs. He took a moment to admire the Golden Crest Hotel, its gleaming facade bathed in the midday sun. This was where he was set to meet potential investors for a deal that could shape the future of his company. As a successful black entrepreneur, Samuel had grown accustomed to navigating the complexities of high society. He knew the subtle scrutiny that often accompanied his presence in exclusive spaces. But today, an inexplicable tension lingered in his gut as he walked through the opulent entrance of the Golden Crest. The luxurious lobby exuded wealth and sophistication, but Samuel couldn't ignore the frostiness in the air. The reception staff barely glanced at him, while other guests exchanged curious and disapproving looks. He straightened his tie and approached the front desk, determined not to let the unease deter him. "Good afternoon," Samuel greeted politely, offering a professional smile. "I have a reservation under the name Samuel Carter. I'm here for a business meeting." The receptionist, a young woman named Madison, glanced up, her polished smile faltering for just a second as her gaze swept over him. "One moment, please," she said, her tone carefully neutral as she tapped away on her keyboard. Samuel could feel her hesitation, a crack in her professional facade. "I'm sorry, sir," Madison finally said, feigning regret. "There seems to be an issue. Are you certain you're at the right hotel?" Samuel's expression remained calm, though irritation simmered beneath the surface. "This is the Golden Crest, correct?" he asked. "I'm certain I made my reservation here." Before she could respond, a man in a tailored suit approached. #####. Chapter 2. The Manager's Judgment. "Is there a problem?" asked Derek Calloway, the hotel manager. His air of authority was overshadowed by a subtle arrogance. Without acknowledging Samuel, he turned to Madison. "This gentleman claims he has a reservation," she explained nervously, avoiding Samuel's gaze. "Let's check again," Derek said, his tone condescending as he looked at Samuel. "We have high standards here. Sir, are you sure you booked here?" Samuel kept his composure. "Yes, I'm sure. I have the confirmation email if you'd like to see it." Derek waved dismissively. "That won't be necessary. If there's no record of your reservation, I must ask you to leave." The tension in the room was palpable. Samuel stood his ground, but Derek gestured to nearby security guards. "Please escort this gentleman out," he ordered. The guards moved in, when Samuel reached into his pocket to retrieve his phone. One barked, "Hands where I can see them." Their aggressive stance drew gasps from onlookers. "I'm not a threat," Samuel said firmly. "I'm just showing you proof." But the guards seized him and pushed him toward the exit. #####. Chapter 3. A Viral Moment. Outside, Samuel stood tall despite the humiliation. He straightened his jacket and decided to turn his frustration into action. Pulling out his phone, he captured the scene and posted his experience on social media. Within hours, the video went viral. Outrage over the blatant racism and injustice exploded online. By evening, the hotel's reputation was in shambles. Samuel, however, had plans of his own. That night, his team finalized negotiations to acquire the Golden Crest Hotel, exploiting its plummeting stock value. By dawn, the deal was complete. Samuel Carter was now the majority owner. #####. Chapter 4. Turning the Tables. The next morning, Samuel returned to the Golden Crest, this time as its new owner. As he strode into the lobby, staff froze, their expressions a mix of shock and unease. He approached Madison, who visibly paled. "Good morning, Samuel said calmly. Could you fetch Mr. Calloway for me? Minutes later, Derek appeared, his confident demeanor replaced by uncertainty. Mr. Carter, he stammered, what brings you back here? Samuel placed a folder on the counter. I'm here to inform you that I am now the owner of the Golden Crest Hotel. As of today, the rules have changed. Derek's face turned ashen. There must be a mistake, he murmured, scanning the documents. No mistake, Samuel replied. And as my first act, you are relieved of your duties. Derek's protests were futile. Security escorted him out as Samuel called for an all-staff meeting. Hashtag Chapter 5. A New Era. Addressing the staff, Samuel spoke with calm authority. What happened yesterday was unacceptable. Discrimination and prejudice have no place here. From this moment forward, we're rebuilding this hotel. Training on cultural sensitivity and respect will be mandatory. If you cannot embrace this change, you are free to leave. Some staff members bristled, while others nodded in agreement. Samuel's approach was firm but fair. Over the weeks, resistant employees left, while new hires from diverse backgrounds thrived. The hotel began to transform, becoming a symbol of inclusion and excellence. Hashtag Chapter 6. Redemption. Months later, the Golden Crest was unrecognizable. Guests praised the welcoming atmosphere, and staff worked harmoniously. Even former dissenters, like Derek's replacement, began to understand Samuel's vision. As Samuel stood in his office, watching the bustling lobby below, he felt a sense of pride. The Golden Crest wasn't just a hotel. It was a testament to justice, equality, and the power of perseverance.